out slugging it out and felt like, man, this is going to be a good fight, and I got him down. I just felt like I had good control on the ground, and then I thought, man, I found a weakness. Why don't I stick to it and just get the W?
You apologized after the fight to the fans. What's up with that?
I've had, a reputation for having good fights, and, I was controlling them on the ground. I heard some boos, and that hurt my feelings. So, sorry. But, this is a tough sport, and, you find a guy's weakness, you got to take advantage of it and get the win, because, you forget when you lose, your paycheck gets cut in half.
Did you think there should have been a 30-25 score?
I don't know. I mean, I felt I dominated them, so... yeah, I thought that was pretty cool, I'll take it.
It's been a while since we've seen you use your jiu-jitsu that much in a fight. Was that something that you meant to do, or is it just what sort of played out? Yeah,
it kind of opened up. In every fight, you have a game plan, and during the fight, you kind of see openings and weaknesses. And I felt like, I felt inside control that he wasn't going to get out when I got there. So when I got the chance to get there, I'm like, man, especially in the third round, I knew I had a big lead going, and it's like, I was fishing for the submission, but he was defending well. So you got to take what you could get in this sport, It's like you chase the bonus, you let him up, you get caught with a crazy kick, and there goes your career.
Well, I was wondering if you're going to do that in the third round, because you were still working for the submissions, but the crowd was booing. Did a part of you say to yourself, all right, maybe I should get up here and try to...
It was tempting. It was tempting. And then finally 10 seconds left. I'm like, all right, now I'll get up,
How frustrating is it, if at all, to not be able to get the submission after working that hard?
Yeah, I mean... A little bit, but it still feels good to get a win, get a win bonus, get a win, and not have to go to the hospital.
So with the win bonus, are you going to do anything special for Josh Koscheck?
We're going to settle the lawsuit, So I gave him the public apology. And
what prompted you to do that?
We're trying to settle this, and I'm trying to be a man about it. And I meant what I said, Fighting does make you be honest. At first it was like, screw Koscheck, I'm going to call him out, and I'm going to call, the fans here out. How could you be fans of Koscheck? And then I'm like, wait a second, It's like, I did get, I did get permission, but he did ask me not to make those shirts, and I did it anyway. So, it's, got to be honest with yourself. I was a jerk.
So why did you only now feel like it was right to reveal that? Because for a while you were sort of running with this. Why did you have this epiphany that it was the right thing to do to apologize now?
Because before my ego got in the way, It's like been going through hell every day. It kind of humbles you and makes you, see things a little more clear. And it was the right thing to do. And I learned a good lesson from it. And, moving forward with this, I'm doing the right thing. We're getting fighters involved in the designs and getting their approval. And they're getting paid on every shirt. So, and that's the right way to conduct the business. And he helped teach me that lesson. So, I mean it. I'm sorry. And, thanks for teaching me how to do things the right way. So hopefully settle this lawsuit now and move on.
Speaking of moving on, what's next? You don't have to call anyone out, but who would you like to get in there next, possible?
I've always wanted to fight Rampage. I've been, we got a few wins now and maybe get a big name.
Your name is synonymous with the sport in terms of putting it on the map. I'm curious what your thoughts are after the big Fox show, and you were part of the broadcast leading into that, but how you feel about where the sport is now.
It's come a long way, really has. This is like me and Forrest fighting on Spike TV was, right here on the mountain, and now it's like at the top of Mount Everest, on Fox for the first time. It was huge, and the numbers they did were just incredible. And even the fight, that's what heavyweights are all about. They're big punchers, they're powerful. That's why everyone was tuning into Tyson for so long, knocking guys out in the first round. And although it lasted a minute, wow, it was explosive and dynamic and really sent a message. That's what the UFC is all about.
Now, tonight you didn't take too much damage, but you have in the past. Does that play out on you in terms of how much longer you think you're going to keep doing this?
Yeah, definitely. It feels good not to take any damage, Before I was young and reckless, and now I'm old, married, and boring.
Being a former Ultimate Fighter competitor, what advice would you give to the winner of this season?
The winner of this season? I don't know. train hard, say your prayers, and eat your vitamins, something like that.
Did you have any reservations about doing the show last week, just a week away from your fight?
Yeah, they originally called me to do it, and I go, oh no, God, I'm so flattered. I'd love to do it, but I'm fighting the next week. And then I hung up the phone. And then I thought, wait a second, you know, like I'll fly out on Friday afternoon. All the hard work will have been put in. It's a 45-minute flight. It's a one-day show. And, you know, there's really no reason I can't do it, you know? I mean, because really, you know, that Friday is my last hard day of training. And I got a good workout in that Friday. Then I flew out in the afternoon and did the show. But yeah, you're right. I did have reservations at first, but you know, I sat down and contemplated it for a while, and you know, I thought it was a great opportunity, and it really worked out. You know, if it were a really long flight or something like that, I probably wouldn't have done it. But you know, 45-minute flight, I felt like yeah, I could do this without it affecting me.
And so you did this last week. You're fighting this week. Which one do you like better?
You know, all right. Let me. Put in order things in life that bring me happiness and joy, all right? Sex, winning a fight, doing the TV work or calling a fight.
So now we're at number 3? Or
we're
is
at
this all
number 3.
at number 1? Okay.
All right, yes. Sex,
Right,
winning a fight 2, doing the TV stuff number 3, and then the merchandising, coming up with, you know, thinking of, you know, thinking up of like Brockton Loaded, and let's make him look like Paul Bunny and firing a shotgun, dragging baby, and then seeing that come to life. That's probably 4 in terms of what brings me joy.
And you'll probably get to have number 1 tonight, right?
Yeah, it's been a couple of weeks. I'm overdue.
How do you call Mayhem versus Bisping?
Oh, Mayhem versus Biz. Oh, that's a tough one. I was hoping you wouldn't ask that. You know, I like Mayhem. It's in Mayhem. I think on the ground, it's definitely capable of submitting him. I just think it's going to be hard for him to get there. Oh man, don't make me call it yet. Wait till closer to the fight. I'll break it down a little more. You know, that's true. When you try to call a fight too far out, it's hard. And then right before the fight, you watch the fights a little bit, and you know, same with your opponent, and then see some weaknesses and openings, and then you're a little more clear on it. Just like last week with Junior and
You're gonna keep
Kane.
patting yourself on the back for that one?
I am. Just a little bit more. No, but that's kind of what came to me. Like, wow, he almost had Carwin and Roy Nelson out there in the first round, you know, and they got these, you know, big ass heads, you know, that could take big punches, and you know, we just had a hunch.
So we're real close to Shogun and Hendo. We're real close to Shogun and Hendo. How's that going to go?
You guys better get out. Are you making me call that one? I'm going with Dan, man. I think he's awesome. He's been one of my favorites for a long time, and it's Shogun too. But you know, yeah, I like Dan. We've hung out before, and I'm pulling for him.
All right, thanks a lot, Stephan.
Thank you.
That's great. Congrats.